They say time heals all wounds, but neglecting the point that the wound comes from time off a stretch in a joint. Everything is crisscross and incorrect at this point. Like how these pedophiles become blessed and anoint. Are they still pedophiles, indirect and discreet? And what about them killers who had respect on the streets? They say once upon a time he have you resting in peace. Now that same individual investing in peace. Then I watched my homegirl transform from a sweet wife after years of abuse to living a street life. And I never once judged her when things didn't seem right, cause I understood the dark times, even in screen light. But it was God's grace and mercy. That's why I speak about Jesus and protect my joy at all costs, so we keeping it peaceful. What up, my good family out there, man? Welcome to this week's edition of Keeping a Peace podcast. You rocking with your homeboy Trinity Team 504 and my co-host, the beautiful homegirl, my sister Missy Love.
Hey guys.
Stuff in her face as usual, y'all see, right? All right,
It's
we're gonna get
lunchtime.
straight into this week's topics though. You saw that the leader of Iran was killed, right? So my
hmm
question, because it's like every other week we killing leaders in the US. Do you think we're headed for a potential World War III?
I think Trump is definitely trying to start a war. Um, I'm not sure how successful he'll be in it, but he's kind of picking at a lot of people. I feel like he has a lot to do with all the killings that are going on, even with Charlie. Charlie Kirk, yeah. Um, so I definitely think that there's something more to it. But I wouldn't put it past him. It's Donald
and
Trump.
and you saw that guy's son sending threats to the US saying that the US will never be safe again, and
Yep.
so he got the people on edge. And speaking of the government, man, the next topic, the ice Barbie.
The Ice Barbie.
Yeah, Christy, no.
hmm
Did you see she was fired?
hmm So what caught my eye with her was because she was lying under oath, and Senator Cory Booker
Mm-hmm.
um was basically asking her why our U.S. citizens are being affected, which is what I've mentioned before, and what I've been saying before, that it's not just like immigrants or people that aren't from here. Now it's affecting the U.S. citizens. How the hell is this legal? So he was basically talking to her about an incident that we detained U.S. citizens, and so she lied and she said that we didn't. Um, but he's like, for a fact, you guys went into a school and got a U.S. citizen, and so she was lying and she was like, no, that didn't happen, and he was like, yes, it did. They went into this school on this date, blah blah blah, detained this person. That was one, and then she had another one where they took in a U.S. citizen child. They took him in, took his dad in. I guess his dad was the immigrant. Um, she said that the mom was in the house, but that no one would take the child. So that no one would keep the child. Therefore, they took the dad and the kid. And you can see pictures of the little kid with his little backpack being taken by ICE. He's a U.S. citizen. Anyway, she's like, oh, that the only reason we took him was because no one would, I guess, claim the child, but his mom's inside the house that you guys went to and took, you know what I mean? So it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
girl, make this shit make sense. And so I feel like she's not, just kind of like what Cory Booker said, and he was just like, um, this is your like, like this is your thing, right? So how do you not know what's going on when ICE goes out there? How are you not aware of the things that they are doing? Um So anyway, she lied. So you see, she got fired.
Yeah, and I saw Trump's speech afterward when he was saying, just to make it clear that the government in general, ICE, the
Hmm.
police, whomever, are not going after um your hotel workers or your restaurant workers, even if they did came over here illegally. That what he want is the murderers and the
But they're
drug
not
dealers.
taking murderers. They're not doing
Right.
any of that.
So when I
They
heard the
killed
speech,
a U.S. citizen. They killed a nurse. You know what I
when
mean?
I
Like,
heard the speech, I said that Christie lady was she took the fall for everybody. So I knew she was gonna get fired. So basically, they just made her public enemy number one. Because her face was tied to the ice. Uh, that was your program, your baby.
Many countries opened up their prisons and dropped them into the United States. Those are the people who are getting out. And we have a lot of heart. They said, you got to lighten up on this. We have a lot of heart for people. They came in illegally, but they're good people and they're working now on farms and they're working in luncheonettes and hotels and all. And we're looking to get the criminals out right now, the criminals. And I think it's very important. I mean, every once in a while you see a story, we take somebody. He should be out because they came in illegally. So in theory, they should be. But we're focused on the murderers, the drug dealers, the mentally insane. We have a lot of mentally insane killers. I mean, you can't even talk to them. It'd be nice if you could have a little reason, but you can't even reason. These are seriously ill people. You have a couple of countries where they were loaded up. Their mental institutions and insane asylums were loaded to the gills. They couldn't get. They're empty now, but they're filling up because we're bringing them all back. We know where they came from, and every country accepts them. You know, under Biden, they wouldn't take. They had so little respect that they'd bring them there, and they wouldn't take them. They said, "Get the hell out of here." They would be bringing a plane in to
Trump
land in
was
a.
mad because she spent $220 million to advertise for people to deport themselves. Make that make sense. Where was the advertisement? I sure as hell didn't see it.
No, all the advertising I saw, the ICE were recruiting with
Right.
$50,000 bonuses.
Right. So I don't know. I'm sure she's gonna be charged with other things, but she said that she's not stepping down because they
No,
still
she
have
got
to.
go through process before she's
They still have
officially
to
fired.
confirm the new treasurer, right? Treasurer or
Mhm.
whatever. They still got to confirm him in, and she was like, "I'm not walking away that easy." So we'll see.
It's politics, baby. Speaking of which, Jasmine Crockett, right? You saw that she says she's suing the state of Texas.
Who was that?
Jasmine Crockett is a black lady, was running for office, and she says that the votes that she know that most of the people here in Texas voted for her. So
For
for
her.
her to lose, that something's not right.
Mm.
That's her words, and uh
She
more
wants the
more
polls investigated.
right. But I don't
Oh,
think this is Texas. So if you're
the Republican
uh,
state.
right, correct. You took the words out of my mouth. You can be a black woman, black man, Houston, Dallas, the city's gonna love you. But this is Texas. This is a red state. We gun rights. We for the people. So I think she lost fair and square, but she don't seem to think so. So she says she's getting investigators and lawyers involved, which is her right.
I'm sure you've been watching the returns, and none of the returns out of Dallas County are quite in yet. Dallas County should have the second largest voter participation of any county in this state. We don't have any of the results because there was a lot of confusion today. And so, our Democratic Party chair, Cardall Coleman, he beat me to the punch, as myself and Colin all read. We're about to file a lawsuit to keep the voting polls open. We were able to keep the polls open, but I can tell you now that people have been disenfranchised. The reason that we knew that there were problems is because we were receiving the phone calls and the emails. The polls were supposed to stay open until 9, according to a court order. The Supreme Court, just a few minutes ago, just said, shut it down. The Supreme Court also said that they are to separate any votes out that came in after 7 p.m. So here's the deal. I have no idea how it is that clerks are going to know who was in line by what time, because the rule is that if you're in line by 7, then you get to vote. And so once there was a court order saying you had until 9, I'm sure that there were people that joined the line after 7. They now are telling them that you have to separate the votes out. What this means is that we will not know what votes are to be tallied from Election Day out of Dallas County. For sure, we won't know that tonight. So knowing that Dallas County is a big dump of votes, we, in my opinion, will not know the election results overall tonight. We need to see the Dallas County votes to see where they are. I mean, if the early vote comes in, which we may have the early vote soon, if it comes in and I'm losing Dallas County, then we know kind of where this thing is going. So so that's my news, is that we're not going to have election results tonight, in my opinion, based upon what specifically is taking place in Dallas County. Unfortunately, this is what Republicans like to do. And so they specifically targeted Dallas County, and I think we all know why. So I want you to enjoy yourselves, but I won't be back tonight because I have no idea of when we're gonna get results, and I fully anticipate it won't be until tomorrow. So I love y'all too. Thank you so very much for being here.
All right, that's Congresswoman Crockett, and she's essentially saying she's not expecting to see final votes tonight, which is not a surprise to anybody who's been watching this with us over the last half hour or hour or so. Matt, takeaway from this? I mean, I don't remember precedent for this situation we're in right now.
I don't think there is a precedent for stopping the vote. I mean, we've had many times when you've had polls that are extended hours and more votes have been cast. But I've never seen a circumstance in which they then say it doesn't matter who was in line at 7 o'clock, whatever was cast after 7 o'clock doesn't count. Never seen that before.
I think so. So she says she's getting investigators and lawyers involved, which is her right. But like I said, I just don't think that the people voted for her. Kind of like Kamala. Everybody was like, "Oh, Kamala's going to win." I knew better.
Yeah. Yep. It's all on the votes. You gotta go vote, people.
Right? You gotta familiarize yourself with your local laws and politicians, which I always tell y'all, man. But nobody ever do it. But y'all sit back and complain and
And
talk about how
complain.
you
The
don't
only
like
way we're
certain
gonna make a
things.
change in America is if we go and vote. People think that because we are overruled, or like Texas, it's a Republican state, that your vote doesn't matter. I mean, but it does. And, it's only going to matter when you do it. So a
Right.
lot of people are always like, oh, I'm not going to go vote because it doesn't make a difference. But then you're mad because things are being moved around the way they're being moved around. So it's just like, you can't hope that you're going to win the lottery if you never played the lottery. You know what I mean? Like, you can't expect change to happen if you're not going to go vote. So, anyways.
And the people are always sad and depressed, man. You have like these rappers and even ball players that's been committing suicide as of late, man. And That's a hard thing, man. But to be
Hmm.
supposedly rich and famous, and you still dealing with stuff to where it makes you want to blow your own brains out, is tough. So who knows what they was dealing with or what they went through to get in a position that they were in, you know?
Hmm. Who said it? Tupac, more money, more problems?
Biggie, girl.
Maybe somebody said it. It's
I'm
all the
sorry
same.
for her. Hip hop community, I'm sorry for her, man. I'm sorry.
Whatever. But I feel like, money isn't all. I feel like with more money, it does bring along more stress. Um, you have your family who feels entitled that want to help you, like the Glorilla situation. And it's just like the sport. I see that there's more NFLs like suicides than any other sport. So it's just like the constant, getting hit and stuff like that. I feel like there's not enough like medical attention provided to our football players and things like that. So, I mean, people go through serious brain damage, and it's like there's only so much your body can take.
Right. The
Uh,
CTEs and all the stuff that they go through when the football days are over with. But I'm talking
mhm.
about the young ones that's still in it and like committing suicide. So it's like, what are you going through in life that makes you want to take your own life when you already at the highlight of where 85% of America want to be?
Yeah, I think it has to do with who you're surrounding yourself with. You have to have a good you have to have a good team, a good support system. I feel
Hmm.
like if you don't have that, then you're not going to get far.
Right.
Is it Trayvon Diggs? He got let
Uh-huh.
go by the Patriots.
Yeah, that's wild, ain't it? Like,
Lost
what
the
were they
Super Bowl,
thinking?
lost his girl. They say that I see it as like another case of Aaron. How once he got into his legal matters, they kind of like were like, nah, we're good. So I feel like him
Hmm.
going through this legal matter with the his chef or whatever. I don't think he's gonna win that case. I don't think he's gonna win that case. I think it's gonna affect his career for sure.
And Aaron Hernandez was another one that killed himself.
Yeah,
But
play for the Patriots, and
right,
once he got into legal issues, the Patriots are like, nah, we're good. Like they're really big at protecting their brand,
right.
and they don't want to be associated with any of the chaos. Pretty much
And supposedly he unalived the person and tried to unalive the other dude who testified against him. I know you saw the documentary, you saw the whole thing.
for Aaron. Yeah, yeah, that was
Yeah.
murder. This one's assaulting. He assaulted his female chef, and then apparently he has all his employees live with him in the same house. So that chef was living with him. I don't
But
know.
when you rich, that's what I mean. Like they want everything instantly in there. So it's not necessarily a red flag that he have his whole staff with him. It's more so they can be at his beck and call. But yeah, I don't agree with assaulting anybody.
I felt like he shouldn't have anyone in the same house that he sleeps in. He needs to have a suite, a guest, something.
Hmm.
He needs to have something, a basement or something. These people can. Shit, he has money. I'm not gonna be sleeping with random employees at my house. No way. So it's like if he wants them on site and living there, so they can cook him breakfast at 4:30 in the morning, then you shouldn't. Don't mix the two.
No, I
Um,
agree, but I'm saying is we obviously you and I don't have the money to say we want a chef and a maid in the house and on duty if we get up at 4:30, 5 a.m. But with them, I'm saying that's the lifestyle.
hmm Yeah, he just again He needs smarter people around him. Like his mom, you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
his mom, like, I'm not gonna let my son, like, why do you have this girl living in your house? Make it make sense. You got all this money. Why do you want your employees living with you? You know, and it's like you're mixing business with pleasure. That's what he's doing. But he just don't want to admit that.
Allegedly, we're gonna say that.
Ain't no allegedly, no. It's common sense. He was messing around and she got mad and she stopped cooking for him and she still wanted money and he was like, girl, no. I done moved on to better things. Got his little Cardi B and he don't need her service anymore. Sorry. It's just how it is. That's why women, you have to be smarter than that. Don't be giving your all to these men. It's I don't care how much money they have. It's not worth it. Like I dated a baseball player, you know, a millionaire, and it's like the minute he disrespected me right in front of my face, I was out. I'm sorry, I don't care how much money you have. You're not gonna be sleeping with Betty, Sue, and Patricia. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm sorry. I don't know. I just feel like that it has to do with women too, like how you carry yourself and how you handle your business. Um, I don't know. Feel bad for her. Hopefully, she can cook for someone else. What else?
But my thing is like with that, right? So again, I don't condone no assaults. I condone monogamous relationships. All of that. I'm with all of that. But if the women themselves, and it's not to put a whole generation of women down, but the women themselves, if y'all sleeping around for free, at worst, then when the millionaire come along, then they gonna put up with that stuff. Because if not, you putting up with the dope boys and the gangsters and all of them in the street, and they can't give you half of that. Matter of fact, you ain't getting nothing. They only calling you at nighttime or when
Mm-hmm.
it's time to go somewhere anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if somebody else coming along with better quote unquote prizes, then hey, that's where they're going,
Yeah. Yeah. Teach their own. Cause
right?
my little because we were in a relationship. We dated for 2 years, and he was like, "Quit your job." I was flying out to his games. I was shopping. You know what? I was shopping. I was going to museums. I met Kobe. Um, I was living it up. I'm not gonna lie. Woke up to a chef cooking for me in the morning. All I had to do was worry about what he was eating for dinner when he came home from practice. Not home. We didn't live together, but when I was in his house, he was like, "Hey, I'm getting out of practice. Blah blah blah. Order dinner. Get whatever, or pick a place where we're gonna go eat." It is a good life, but it's just like I'm sorry, I'm not putting my morals before this, and I was still young. You know what I mean? Now, if the situation, now if it was revisited, I probably would have did things different. But no, I was young. I was like, dude, I don't need you. You know. Um. But yeah, very different. And then he used to always tell me, "Quit, leave your job. You know, I want you to come to this." And he would fly me and my friends out. And all I had to do is just give him the name on to put on the flight ticket. And so I mean, it was nice, but it's just my morals were more important to me at that time. I was like, I got options. Young, no, I had young, no kids. I was like, no, Cook the kick. He what happened was he tried to bring a female into the limo that we were in, kicked her out of the limo because I was like, girl, what? Oh yeah,
He
and that
say
was the
this
end of
life.
that. At that, I was.
He said
Hmm?
this life come with a cost, man.
Yes, I was like, "Who are you?" And she was like, "Oh, so and so told me." And I was like, no, you have to get out." You know, like you no. But I mean, the lifestyle does come with the price, and you just have to, as a woman, know like how much what you're gonna tolerate. And it's like the dollar sign isn't always like it ain't all that. I'm sorry, just to make the world go around. At the end of the day, like your integrity, your morals and things like that, you can't put a price on that.
Facts.
So yeah.
So we're gonna
Ending.
end on that note, y'all. We're gonna end on that note. Welcome to
Bye,
the new and
guys.
improved Sea Love, y'all.
New and improved, I guess. Bye, guys.
Nearly 50,000 people in the U.S. die by suicide every year. That's at least 134 lives every day. And for each suicide death, there are many more people who attempt or seriously consider attempting suicide. That's what this pressing public health challenge looks like. But research has shown us what suicide prevention looks like too. To prevent suicide, we need a comprehensive approach. A comprehensive approach means reducing risk factors. It means intervening when the risk is high. It means supporting survivors, and more. Comprehensive suicide prevention means all of the above. Because no single strategy, program, or approach can solve this problem. But when we bring it all together, we have comprehensive suicide prevention. And that's how we can meaningfully reduce the rate of suicide in communities across the country. To learn more about suicide prevention strategies, go to cdc.gov/suicide/prevention.